Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video we are going to take a look at a product from the company Livsn Designs. Now if you've been watching my channel, Livsn Designs is a company whose products I've been checking out now for a couple of years. Most specifically their flex canvas pants and their high wool fleece. Both of these products being excellent. Livsn Designs living by the sustainable lifestyle, trying to create products that have really multiple disciplines, whether good quality outdoor wear, going out to eat, going to the office, but then also durable and capable when you're out on the trails. So today what we're going to look at is the Flex Canvas Pants version 2. These are, I would say, an upgrade from the version 1. Some minor subtle differences. We're going to get into all of that. I have worn these on an extensive backpacking trip, and I have a number of thoughts to share with you. But if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. So before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Livsn Designs who have provided these products for review. So here I have the Livsn Designs Flex Canvas Pants version 1. Now I've been wearing these for a while. They have been excellent, but I haven't worn these in the outdoor application. I've worn them around the house, I've worn them out to eat, classy sort of family parties and things like that around holiday time, worn them to work, but I've never worn them out in the field. So when Livsn Designs came out with the version 2, I thought this would be a great opportunity. So real quick, before I get into all the features of the version 2 and really compare them against version 1, do me a favor, let's check out some of this field use footage. Now in today's video, I'm out on the trails, about to pound out 13, 14 mile day. So we have a pretty substantial hike ahead of us. Now currently I'm just on the flats, not a big deal, but we're gonna hit some, I don't know, potentially gnarly stuff, I don't even know. But for today's trip, what I decided I would do is wear the Livsn Designs Flex Canvas Pants version 2. So here as I'm on the trails, headed out, you'll see I am wearing the version 2 Flex Canvas Pants now. I'm expecting that the guys from Livsn are kind of putting their money where their mouth is. Now, hear me out for a second. These pants here, to be honest, for me, would typically be worn in more casual environment. However, if you take a look at their website and their marketing, everything they're doing right now shows these in good, hard use environments. So whether rock climbing or hiking, going across rivers and all kinds of different, more heavy-duty outdoor scenarios, for me, this is really going to be a good test. Now, I'm looking at a few different things. The overall comfort on a long day of hiking, the overall comfort scrambling, potentially up some pretty steep stuff, we'll see. Comfort around the campsite, how quickly do these dry out if they get wet? There's a number of things that I just don't know, but there's only one way to find out. Find a way across this thing?
Yeah, let's see what we can do here.
Alright. We got some options maybe. Rushing pretty good though. So no easy way across the river here. We got no choice but to lose the boots. And so yeah, just getting my Livsn Designs pants here into proper fjording position. Now you do have this strap here for these buttons to hike them up. And you can do it. It's a little bit tough. I'm struggling just a little bit to get it on there. It's very, very tight. But at least the good thing is that once I get this positioned, should be good and secure. So there we go. Hiking these up, and I guess it's my turn to make it across. Nothing like the smell of your boots up next to your nose to remind you you're about to cross a river. Yeah, thanks.
Oh shit! Oh no!
Knock you over, man.
Oh no! Oh shit, dude!
Fuck with that. Now let's see how quick these dry out.
I mean, that water is serious. I'm fairly wet here, and it's gonna take me a while to dry out. I hope my contents inside the bag are okay. I think I'm fine, but no better way to test the gear than to go through it. Woo, buddy! We may need to find a shallower spot for the way back. That's pushing hard, dude. It knocked me right off of my rock. It knocked me off of my rock. Dude, that was serious, man. That is the power of water, man.
Oh boy!
Nice. Good job. So, yeah, at this point, fairly wet. Got the boots back on. The good thing is I'm not dripping like crazy. I mean, these got definitely fully saturated. You can see, I mean, I'm wet almost up to my waist. I mean, this is my entire thigh, and I have these still rolled up. So as I mentioned, I'm real curious to see how this dries out. You know, typically I would wear my Fjallraven Vita Pro trousers, which dry very quickly. I'd say like something this wet, maybe 30, 40 minutes. But this will be definitely an experiment. Now, I can't wear the gaiters. Got to take the gaiters off because obviously the air is not going to get to these and let them dry. And I got them hiked up because I just really don't want the moisture against my socks and boots. But I'm fine. I mean, everything's good. So far, so good. And, you know, they probably would have got a lot wetter had I not really fashioned them up like this. I mean, they're wet, but they're not literally dripping wet. So we'll see how these do. So it's been an hour and a half since we kind of fell in the water, and I'm definitely still wet. Now, generally drying out pretty well, but still a little bit wet. And unfortunately, I'm gaining a pretty substantial stain on my pants due to the wet drop leg pouch here. Hopefully that'll come out. I have no idea, but whatever. Jason, you got about as wet as I did, I would say initially. Like 100% dry, would you say?
Yep.
100%, right?
Yep. Well, backside that's been kicking up against my boots are wet, but I'm dry from the fall.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing about technical pants. They gotta dry out. I mean, I would not necessarily want to be climbing into my sleeping bag if it was later and bedtime, something like that. So that would be a problem. So the ability to dry out quickly, to me, is critical. At this point, I could probably drop these buttons and help them dry out a little bit faster. But you know, I'm getting there. You know, on my thighs, I'm dry now. Lower legs, still a little bit wet. So about 7 miles in, and you can see the main river out there. Now this here is just a tributary, but even the tributaries are serious, and there's not a lot of easy places to make it across. So we made ourselves a nice little bridge. There's the sun. There it is. So see if we can make our way across this, and oh man, I hope we stay dry. is the water should be about as deep as it's gonna get, so that bridge should be there on the way back, I'd say. Nice, dude. It's beautiful, beautiful forest. This is nice. Gotta be at like 8 miles, I would say.
Yeah, more than that.
Right?
Well, I'm overestimating, so.
Yeah. It's starting to go up a little bit here. Little snow. Looks like a ridge up there in that clearing.
Right here, right?
Yeah, see? Above there? Yeah. So it's been about 3.5 hours since my legs got wet, and the bottoms are still wet. Now granted, I did have them rolled up, so they didn't have the best opportunity to dry quite as efficiently. They're damp. I'm not going to say they're soaked, but again, that's just something that's kind of tough with that amount of time to dry out. It's definitely making me think twice to wear them on this type of a trip.
So alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Some good quality outdoor backpacking and camping use. Now, of course, these pants here have gotten pretty well used at this point. I mean, that was almost 20 miles of hiking and camping in the back wilderness, so these got a good amount of use. I was kneeling around, scrambling around. I had that drop leg pack just wearing on the fabric, so good test for the overall quality and comfortability out on the trails. But as you saw, these did get wet and had a hard time drying out. I can't really hold Livsn Designs accountable for that. That's this type of fabric. In fact, I did see a bunch where they were using these in the outdoor and I would say backpacking application. However, if you look closely at their posts, say for example on Instagram, they do say typically not the best for wet environments. So I kind of blew it on that one. That's on me, not on them. I really can't hold them accountable. And let's be real, it's canvas. It's going to be a hard use, durable material, but it's definitely not going to be the best drying out. I mean, would you wear your Carhartt pants and expect them to dry out? No, they're canvas. Why would you expect these canvas pants to dry out really any faster? Now, they did for the most part perform very well, very comfortable, stayed exactly where I wanted them on my body. They weren't dragging down, they fit me beautifully. I have to say, overall and pretty much functionally, they were flawless. So here in the brown, I have the version 1. Here in the olive, the version 2. So if the version 1 was good, why do they need a version 2? Well, I'm not going to say by any means that the version 1 had flaws. However, the people at Livsn did identify some features that they thought they could improve. So based on feedback from reviewers such as myself, as well as their fans and customers, they did make some minor modifications to the version 2 that actually improved the overall comfort and functional capability. So real quick, as we get into this here, we are just going to compare both of these very, very quick. Now, the main thing is, as you look at them, they do appear to be very similar. Very subtle differences between them. Same hardware, same general overall features, but the cut is a little more relaxed on the version 2, especially in the leg. So just a little more roomy in some of the places. The version 1 got a little bit tight kind of on your back end and down on your legs. The version 2 just giving you a little more room. Very same features. As you open up on the inside, you still have all that wonderful mesh. That's the nice thing about these Livsn Designs Flex Canvas pants. Good overall ventilation and breathability. For the most part, they did a great job. I found I wasn't sweating too much. I found that they were very comfortable, and the ventilation definitely helps. Now, if you look inside, that's the case for the front pockets. The back are not necessarily ventilated. They do have zippers. However, you will see there is that mesh in the back just to kind of help keep the fabric off of your body, give you a little bit of air movement. The front pockets on the version 1.0 have a little change pocket inside. Inside the version 2, same thing, little change pocket, so very much the same. Again, the back of the pants, very similar. Not too much in the way of change. Same belt loops, same overall features, but again, the version 2 having just a little bit more room, and it's going to be subtle and hard for you to see. However, if you look at the distance from the top of the pants to the crotch, you definitely have a difference. So as I take my tape and measure this out a bit, here, this is 13 inches, and here, probably closer to 14 inches. So again, it's subtle, but you just get a little bit more room in the version 2. Now, one of the places for me that has the greatest functional difference is on the side of the pants. So as you look at the version 1, on the side of the pants, you have a knife pocket. Now here, I will use this Best Tech knife as an example, sliding it in. I'll get the clip fashioned into place, and you'll see this knife is snug. It does fit, but it's snug, and the top sticking out. But I'm really more talking about in terms of the width. It is very, very snug. And keep in mind, this is only on the left-hand side of the pants. So as you're wearing them, they are on your left leg. There is no pocket on the right-hand leg on the version 1. But now for the version 2, if you look at the pocket and taking the knife and sliding it in, much more roomy. And in fact, it goes in even a little bit deeper. So they did improve the pockets for the capability of carrying a knife. And that's a big deal. I was having a real hard time carrying my knife, and the fact is, this is on the left leg. I am right-handed, so it didn't work so great for me on the version 1. But the version 2 fixing it, because not only did they make the pocket bigger, but they now have pockets on the left leg as well as on the right. So both of them now being the same size, and these pockets are great. Not only are these perfect for holding your knife, but as you saw in the video footage while I was out in the field, using it to fit a flashlight. So here, this is the WowTac A5 I was carrying out in the mountains. That just fits in here beautifully. You can go bezel up, you can go bezel down, no problem. Well, what if you had an 18650 flashlight? Here you go, same thing, sliding into place. If there's a clip, you can certainly clip that in. This to me is wonderful functionality. And for somebody who's an EDC fan, I like the idea that I can carry my flashlight in a dedicated pocket. I can have my knife in a dedicated pocket. They're not clanking around. They're not in my front pockets, which leave my front pockets completely open and accessible. I can put my hands in them. It's not going to bother me. I greatly, greatly enjoy that. Now with both the version 1 and the version 2, you'll see in the front left-hand side pocket, there is a zippered pocket. So not only your main pocket, but a zippered pocket. Again, that's the case both for the version 1 as well as the version 2. So getting in here, the exact same design. So that's nice. If you have something that's a little sensitive, maybe you want to put your wallet or your keys or something that you just don't want to lose, you can zip it in there. But the mesh goes all the way through. So you do also get the added benefit of the ventilation. So that's a nice little detail. Now as we look closely, this is the leg that I had the drop pouch on. And a little bit of a stain in there. I can't really get that out right now. I bet you a couple of washings and that'll come right out of there. But not a big deal. That doesn't really matter worth anything. Doesn't matter at all. You know, hey, you're going to use your stuff. It's going to get some bumps and bruises, scuffs and dings, and in some cases going to get a little bit of a stain. So, hey, you know, I don't mind that. And bottom line is, again, it's not the pants' fault that came off of that drop leg pouch. So in some regards, hey, it's my own fault. But generally speaking, not a big deal. The only other thing that I do see after all the use, there is just a little bit of pilling and pulling on this side. Now, I'm not exactly sure how that happened. I don't really know what it's from and why it came out like that. You'll see on the top, again, very subtle, just a little bit of rubbing. I think this is from the belt on that drop leg. I think my belt was riding low and just kind of rubbing as I was hiking. But again, not a big deal. And just as I mentioned, a little bit of that sort of pilling on the fabric on my thigh. But other than that, these are very durable. They've held up well. If you look at the cuffs are still in great shape. The legs in great shape. No damage, no worries. These are very well designed where they're reinforced on the back of the cuff. So even if you were to step on them, they are doubled up and very thick. You end up with the button, as you saw on the trail. I used the button to hike these up. It worked okay, not perfect, but generally worked pretty well. You can roll them up, and as you get inside, that tab has a little bit of a reflective nature to it, which is cool. So little design elements in these Livsn Design flex canvas pants to give you overall comfort and functionality. So all right guys, there you have it. A look at the Livsn Designs flex canvas pants version 2. So comparing them to the version 1, getting these out into the field, giving them a good hard use, I would say outdoor backpacking, camping adventure. These pants actually had themselves a pretty fun adventure, and you know what? So did I. So it's nice to have good quality gear while you're out there. It's good to be comfortable. It's good to have performance. And for the most part, these definitely performed. So I struggled a little bit with moisture. Again, that was my own fault, but all in all, I can say I definitely recommend these. So before I split, I would like to say thank you very much again to the people at Livsn Designs for providing these for review. Overall, nice job, keep up the good work, and I can't wait to see what you continue to produce into the future. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.